The wind howled through the rigging as I stood on the deck of the ill-fated ship, the Marie Antoinette. My obsession with maritime mysteries had led me to this vessel, a cursed relic of the sea, whose history was steeped in darkness and despair. The ship was once a symbol of opulence, commissioned to transport the treasures of the French queen, Marie Antoinette, across the treacherous Atlantic Ocean. But its fate took a sinister turn when the relics of the queen were stolen during a daring heist, setting off a chain of mysterious disasters that plagued the ship. As I delved into the archives and interviewed the few surviving crew members, a chilling narrative emerged. The theft of Marie Antoinette's relics had been a brazen act, shrouded in secrecy and shadow. Those responsible believed that the relics held the key to untold wealth and power, but little did they know the curse that would befall them. The first disaster struck soon after the relics were stolen. A sudden storm descended upon the ship, tearing at its sails and sending it into a deadly spiral. Crew members were lost at sea, and the ship barely made it back to port, battered and broken. As I examined the ship's logs, I discovered that each subsequent voyage was marred by inexplicable misfortunes. Fires erupted in the cargo hold, threatening to consume the stolen relics. A mysterious illness struck the crew, claiming lives with a malevolent efficiency. It was as though the curse of Marie Antoinette had found a new home on the high seas. I interviewed the few surviving crew members who were willing to speak of their experiences. Their tales were chilling, whispers in the dead of night, ghostly apparitions that stalked the ship's corridors, and a pervasive sense of dread that clung to them like a shroud. As I stood on the deck of the Marie Antoinette, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The air was thick with an otherworldly presence, and I knew that I was not alone. I had come to unravel the mysteries of this cursed vessel, but I was beginning to fear that I had become ensnared in its dark history. One night, as I pored over the ship's logs in the dim light of the cabin, I heard a soft, haunting melody, a melancholic tune that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. It was a music box, an artifact from a bygone era, and it played with an eerie precision. I followed the sound through the labyrinthine corridors of the ship, my heart pounding in my chest. The music led me to a forgotten chamber, the very room where the stolen relics of Marie Antoinette had once been stored. As I entered, the music ceased, and I was enveloped in an oppressive silence. The relics were gone, but their presence lingered, as though the queen herself watched over her lost treasures. I knew then that I had uncovered the heart of the curse that had befallen the Marie Antoinette. The relics had been stolen, but their curse endured, exacting a terrible toll on all who dared to possess them. It was a curse born of greed and betrayal, a curse that had claimed the lives and souls of those who sought to profit from the queen's misfortune. As I left the ship, I couldn't help but wonder if the relics of Marie Antoinette would ever find their way back to their rightful place. The curse of the Marie Antoinette was a reminder that some treasures were never meant to be stolen, that the pursuit of wealth and power could exact a price too terrible to imagine. The ship lay in the harbor, a silent testament to the horrors that had transpired within its walls. The wind howled through the rigging, and I knew that the curse of Marie Antoinette's ship would endure, a chilling reminder of the consequences of greed and betrayal on the unforgiving seas.